Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? We are going to draw some spooky deer for next month's Mail Club art print. And if we still have time afterwards, there may also be some spooky deer stickers. I've got some stuff we can use from my sketchbook over here. But yeah, spooky deer art print is what we're going to do today. Hey BP and hi Liz, how you doing? So, an idea I had while I was looking at this just before I started stream was perhaps do this in portrait format. So that would be like, let's get a new one going. Put this in portrait format. Do I still have? No, I don't have that selected anymore, so let's put that in here. Put that somewhat like down here and then have more of the sky to play with. So that is another idea that I've had, but we'll see. What I'm gonna do for now, before I start anything else, is just lay down some base colors of what I would like to do. And then we shall see how this is going. Yeah, let's leave this up here and put this on multiply. Just switched my work laptop for my own laptop. I have time to cuddle the kitty. Yes, give Mimi all the cuddles. She deserves them. So, let's go with a clear night. Maybe zoom out just a little bit more, so we're not going that dark. Let's get some really quick tree stuff in here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Could be some evergreens in there as well, but I don't know, let's put some in. None of you are the tree tops, but I've got some over here. Somewhere there. Pine forest, that. Why are you not giving me the color I want? So, okay, I'll take this one then. There. This is just for quick stuff here. Dropping alert till I can get out of work. Kick work in the ass. It's the only way to really deal with work. So, I have a dark foreground here. Don't forget there is a bit more darkness over here. And then I need this one a little bit more visible. So it probably helps to have a very thin layer underneath, just so I know what I'm doing here. Okay, so the idea was to have this stack and just fill in with a light color. Kind of have them a little bit translucent or perhaps solid. let's keep him up solid. And make him glowy. There we go. We like him glowy. Alright, and then basically got a whole lot of other little deer down here. Those would definitely be more of the translucent variant. And we would get let's see this differently. Let's put this in here. Have them kind of like pulling some mist behind them. So, and there would be more of these, more like back here. Oh, let's make this very graceful deer a little bit bigger. Basically, same back here, just have a bit of a trail there. I forgot to make this one a little bit more translucent. These are spooky deer after all. So I don't know how to put kind of like a soul sort of into them. Either we're going with another little white ball roughly where the heart would be. And make that one filter more glowy. And then the question is, which color are we going to use? Maybe more of a red. But I guess that would be something I could change later on. Oh yeah, I have way too many brushes. I need to go through them again and just see which ones I'm never using and just get rid of them. So but yeah, that is kind of like the general idea. And if I were to go instead of landscape mode with a portrait mode, we would have more with the sky that we could play with. Oh yeah, speaking of sky, Yeah, the moon. And that would be even more dear. This is just small placement, figuring stuff out. What I might also have to do is go a little bit lighter. Whoa. One layer. Might still get the spooky vibes, but you know, when printing specifically dark blue colors or dark purples, things tend to go wrong, so yeah, that is the general idea I've got. And I think we can start out in landscape mode nonetheless. And if I decide I want to do more of the sky later on, I can still put it into portrait mode. B. Yes, it's Spooky Deer. I'm just trying to figure out how dark or light I'm going to do it. Like, I love the dark mode for this. However, when printing it, now that is a concern. So I might have to lighten it up a little bit. But yeah, those are basically the composition ideas I've had. Something I might still play around with a little bit is just making this, I know, not a full moon. Just to have this extra, let me change that. Just to have this extra, let me change that again. Pointing in this direction, basically. Let's just put them all into a group so we can kind of pull them down in opacity a little bit and get to sketching. Yeah, that too. Doing it lighter might also help with the whole full moon feeling. Okay, there we go. So right now he looks like a cross between a deer and a giraffe. Okay, now let's take this one. I think this one might be good for sketching. Giraffe, yeah. whole hind thing is basically not very angled. So what I was thinking here, I do not know, but we can make it right. Hey Nick, how you doing? Thank you. Let's not keep the aspect ratio. We have a deer to get here. Hi gigs, and yeah, no, not Christmas. No, this is more Halloweenish. Because it's going to be spooky here. For those who just joined, let me show you what we're going to do. Very spooky. Basically, we've got... let me put up another layer here. Basically, we've got a big stack looking out for all the dead deer here. And those dead deer are just moseying on over there at big speeds, so they can kind of have like a misty trail behind them. I'm not yet sure how I'm going to do this whole soul thing, whether I'll leave that red-ish or just make it more whitish. So we'll see. That is something I can leave for much later. So yeah, if anything, it is more Halloween-y. And I say that as somebody who really does not know what to do with Halloween. However, I'm not sure I like how the head is turning out right now. Also, yeah, I'm good. Been looking forward to drawing this. Yeah, that looks less reindeer. So the hardest thing about drawing stacks for me is getting both their antlers roughly the same. Because usually they're quite symmetrical unless there's damage. And getting that figured out usually takes the longest. And I kind of want this to be large antlers. Halloween is about eating sweets, that's basically it as far as I can tell. Well, a lot of people also think it is about pumpkins. Although I gotta say, being a European and not really having any kind of real life experience with Halloween, only through the media landscape, it's weird. Gives Megaloceras, largest deer species to exist extinct now. Boo, we need more of them. Actually, let's... Let me just pull up my Pinterest board with all the deer, which I started collecting in 2018, so I hope there ain't too much AI on that one. Where's the deer board? There's the deer board. Here, let me pull that up so you can see too what I'm looking at. Now let's see. Which ones are... I like these kinds that are kind of like hands. And I'm doing the gestures, but you can't see because I'm not having a webcam today. Yeah, Halloween seems to be a little on the rise here, but it's not as big as across the pond. Yeah, definitely not. Basically, the only thing we have of it here in Germany is that some people may decorate, but mostly it is about the sweets. And, well, post-Halloween, you basically have reduced prices on all those sweets. That's nice. And when with the other megafauna, I used to live in a world with them and giant sloths. No, I'm not sure I like the giant sloths. They were predators, so I'm fine with the sloths that aren't doing anything at all. But yeah, I think the only real megafauna left these days are moose. And those are giant. I like deer a lot too. A couple of years ago I made a little short comic about a white doe and a hunter pursuing her, but they become friends in the end. That's probably one of the nicest endings I ever gave to anybody in a comic. There you go. I have an awful friend in Belgium, and he's been organizing trick-or-treating in his village. I like the idea, but they're indeed... Yeah, it's mostly about candy here. I mean, I always get some candy in case some kids are coming by, and, you know, I don't want to disappoint the kids. They just want to have fun. And specifically also after all the pandemic times and stuff, let them have some fun going outside getting sweets. So I always have some, and yeah, that's about it though. I personally don't do anything for Halloween, and the fact that I like spooky deer is coincidental. So let's put a small tie in here. Found some leftover Halloween candy in my pantry last week. Nice. Hey, that's basically free candy, isn't it? At least that's what the girl math is telling me. You don't have to buy it again. And November 11th, like, that's St. Martin's, isn't it? We usually have, like, lantern, yeah, people going around in large groups of lanterns. And also it's the beginning of carnival season, specifically in the Cologne area. Those people love carnival. I do not get it. So... It's either going around with lanterns or going door to door for candy. It depends on which area of the Netherlands you live in. Okay. Haven't done anything since I was a kid though. Adult Halloween fun is more accessible if you live in cities. Yeah, I imagine. I mean, even so, when I say I have stuff for the kids, in the last couple of years, I had maybe 1 or 2 kids ring my doorbell. And, that's about it. All the other candy I bought is for me, I guess. And in cities, you might have, like, some Halloween parties or something, but... honestly, I wouldn't go there even if I lived in a city, because I'm not a party girl. Alright. I have a feeling we might have to make the body just a little bit larger. Just a little, though. Probably also more like this. I don't know. It looks a bit too large. So let's make it a bit smaller again. Yeah, that looks good. I live on an estate, and that's mostly young people. I'm the hip young dude. It's ideal. Well, I don't know how old my way upstairs neighbors are. But otherwise, I'm definitely making sure that the age median and everything is definitely pulled down. I like to do things with close friends, but yeah, lots of bar focus stuff, which I'm not a drinker, so it wouldn't apply to me anyway. Yeah, I don't drink a whole lot either. I don't know, when I'm somewhere with friends or acquaintances, it's usually that I need to drive there anyway, so I can't even drink because I have to drive back as well. So no drinking there for me, and over the years I just kind of stopped doing a lot of it. Most alcohol I buy these days just ends up in dishes, so I use it for cooking and not much else. I used to drink a lot more, and by a lot more I mean I haven't touched a whole lot of alcohol since the year started, maybe 1 bottle of wine. And a couple of years ago it might have come out to 6 bottles of wine since the year started, so not a heavy drinker. For me personally, I just don't enjoy the feeling of the world being faster than my brain can process it. Like, it often feels like that is the case already, and I don't need to exacerbate that by drinking. There are only very few occasions where I feel comfortable drinking something. But yeah, hearing more and more about the dangers of alcohol, not just the immediate dangers of losing the ability to think critically, but also what it does in your body. I've gotten to a point where I'm just like, I don't need more of it. given the really strong alcohol lobby we have here in Germany, it's like, I'm weird, basically, is what all the marketing and stuff tries to tell me. Alex Sangria. Spritzes, which is just wine watered down with flavored salsa water. But drinking for me isn't the boost. What makes me sleepy and cranky, and I just want to take a nap. I get so sleepy from alcohol. So I wouldn't even be fun at parties with alcohol. I would just be like, can we go home? I need a nap. I've had one bottle of beer this year so far, so we're basically in a very same boat. But yeah, I'd rather spend booze money on art supplies. A different addiction. I know that addiction, I know it very well. I'm not immune to that one. Like, I'm not allowed to go on the JetPens website because they have really, really cool stuff and I kind of want it. Even though shipping to Germany is really expensive, but it's still less expensive than trying to get it from Japan, but I'm not allowed on there. I don't drink alcohol at all, thanks to my anosmia. I'm born without a sense of smell. I can't stand the taste. Yeah. I miss like 75 to 90% of my taste. Alcohol is too overwhelming. Yeah, I imagine. Because usually the sweeter taste is how they get you when you're young. And if you don't have that kind of sense of taste, then yeah, that makes sense. So we've got the deer. Now let me see how we're doing this in the smartest way possible. Let's put multiply on here. So I kind of feel like the torso could still do a bit of elongation. There we go. Cut it in half and sewed it back together. You heard it, kitty? Yeah, that was Arno, just telling me he was going outside. So if I had food, I would know where to find him. They have been fed before stream, so they should be good. Oh, BP's and lurk. He's going to get scratched. Alright, so I kind of want this to be a very bright deer. And I'm thinking whether I want to outline him or if I'm gonna attempt to paint him. And I feel that for the painting itself, or the piece itself, it might be best to try and paint him. So let's do that then. Let's Get my little lavender color here. And just put down a base color. And I think I'll do the antlers separately. I'm sure we do them on the same layer. Oh, you know what, we're putting everything on the same layer. So, since we do have a moon photo in the background, that means we have a very easy way to determine where the light is coming from, so that makes that a little bit easier. Let's make this less opaque. Oh, wrong layer, alert, wrong layer. So I'm not going to refine the silhouette just yet. I kind of want to put down some shading first. Let's get my trusty plucking brush. So okay, now it looks like it has a balloon bud. So And then let's get another layer on top with some overlay so we can kind of simulate the moonlight a bit more. Okay, and I think we can also lighten the multiply just a little bit so he will pop. Oh, but that's sad. Even so, if that were the end, oh no, we might adjust a little bit. Specifically here. Bit on the nose. Let's duplicate the overlay layer and just put it back on normal. Get a filter going. Just so he has more of an ethereal look to it as well. So he would still pop, that's for sure. Might have to tweak the levels of white later. Okay, so before we go on, there we go. Let's make sure the silhouette is all refined. More moonlight and majestic than spooky so far? Well, the spooky comes later. Although, you know, thinking back on it, on the original sketch, I also kind of had more of a skull version going on. Maybe that is something I should bring in here, so we can actually have it more spooky. Let's make this very easy on us. Dear base. And put all of this in here. Mark this as a through line. And duplicate it. like this encrypted face. There, use the mechanical pencil. So. Freedom, BP is free. It's got the weekend times too. So I'll have to look at another deer skull just to make sure everything is in order. Got another meeting in 3 hours. These meetings of yours, you know, they're not conducive to your health. Okay, there's the base for this. Get promoted, I said. Climb the ladder, I said. See, I was smart. I was too lazy for that. I'm not falling for that whole promotion shit. The yarn word. And yeah, they want a bougie person to tell them what to do. They want their AI expert to tell them what to do. What was it that I put in the AI evangelist? First of all, what? Yes, evangelist, Jesus. These people are weird when it comes to tech. The Beavis Peepers inside, yes. I'm a sympathetic boy. If you say so. If you say so. Chat, press X to doubt. You can sign up for Elon's brain chip. It's all theirs. I did meet you, yes. I saw how simple you are. Did I though? Was it all just a farce? How would I know? I mean, you met me and you still went to a soccer match afterwards. The appealing sports, the real marker for weird. Okay, I need a quick reference for a deer skull. You know I don't want to say the advantage, but or the good side. But one benefit of all the hunting that's been done over the centuries and then displaying of trophies is that you can find very easy references of deer skulls. So I just would like one that is definitely a photo and not some kind of 3D render that may or may not be AI. You look like an actual photo. You were painted, but you were... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let me copy that image and paste it in here. So somebody painted on it, but it is an actual deer skull. I didn't wish you were there. You know, I had a 4 or 5 hour drive home, so yeah, nothing is going to get me into a stadium with that kind of drive ahead. Most Demure fans ever fans I know for their order and respect. I mean, they are likely more orderly than the Dynamo Dresden fans. Or there are some others that are real bad with everything, but I think the Bayern München fans aren't that bad in comparison. That's about all I'll give them. Since our ancestors wiped out natural deer predators already, hunting America is pretty much a necessity to control populations. Yeah, it's a pretty part. Yeah, the thing is pretty cool. Have you used PureRef before? You can paste reference into it and it stays above your canvas. Yeah, I've used it before, and honestly, I didn't like it. For me, it's more question of I don't have it above my canvas and then I want to do something there and it's on the way, and yeah, it's not necessarily a big problem, but it bothers me. I would rather have it over there and not be bothered on my canvas in any way, shape or form. I'm getting excited. I think I'm going to be able to do a hike during my next trip. Wow, that's cool. So, the two of us in Bohemia. When? Just so I know when I need to get my days off. And I can show you all the KZD stuff, you know, because I've been there multiple times by now. I kind of feel like the skull feels a bit short. No filth this week? No, we're not talking about any filth this week, because I'm in Clip Studio, and that means there are no bad puns to be made. Oh, the grumpy cat is going round. Oh, and BP got scratched again. Thanks, Sophie, this looks amazing on you. Thank you. Me, a good artist. Nah. Half the times I don't even know what I'm doing. Call my art process barfing on a canvas and pushing the puke over it until it looks like something I don't hate. That is one way to describe it, yes. So let's make this a little bit lighter for this lighting here. Also, this particular blocking brush is one I've been using for years for more painterly stuff. I was still working on my webcomic. That was the only brush I would really use for any kind of background painting. An exception would be if I used those kinds of stamp brushes. For any particular shape I needed, but I like this brush. It's been with me for a long, long time. Speaking of comic work too, next week we will finally go back to working on that short comic. That turns out not to be all that short after all. Because I had to redo a couple of pages in the thumbnails to make everything flow a bit better, and also I'm really glad I hadn't finished anything, like properly finished anything for it before, because while writing on my big story stuff, I figured out some things that might also make it in there. Which meant that I could reconfigure stuff. Isn't that nice? But yeah, we'll be going back to Theo shenanigans next week. I've only finished 2 pages of it this year. I feel so slow. Especially given that I know I can be faster with comic work. There were times, many moons ago, when I would finish like 2 or 3 pages a week. That was many moons ago though. Oh yeah, BP has decked out his home gym. I think he posted some photos too, but I'm not sure if it was in Jen's Discord or in Kay's Discord. Is this a clip brush or something I got from a pack? I got it from a pack many years ago. Can't even tell you which pack it was. However, I can get you the brush. Because I've got it here. I think there is a way to export it from Clip Studio and send you the brush. Or I'll have to look in my brush library with the brush files, because one of those also has it. Started with really cheap set of adjustables years ago. And then I finally made consistent evidence and expanded. Can you get it published when it's finished? I mean, like the KCD physical comic? I'm not sure. The thing is, comic publishing, specifically the way I've been around it, was mostly done by financing it via Kickstarter. And for that you need a proper audience to do that. It will definitely be available as a PDF, and if I were to print it, it would probably be either via Ingram Spark, so it would be print on demand. But yeah, I'm not sure if I want to sacrifice one of my ISBNs, or technically 2 of my ISBNs for that. And I mean, I do have a couple of other comics that could theoretically go into some kind of anthology collection or something. So, you know what? Since you're here in stream, you're going to get a little bonus in here. Should be in the finished stories. Should be in this anthology, and should be in this anthology. Did I put down some kind of PNG somewhere? Okay. Not of all pages, okay. Let's go with the TIFF ones then. There. That is one of my short comics. I think that was the last comic project after my webcomic ended. And I gave it my all. Like, all those backgrounds, I sacrificed. Not just one wrist, but like 3 or so. like, yeah, this comic, that I love how it turned out. I definitely do. It was a lot of fun to work on, and it was a story concept I've had in my head for years. That's the proper one. But it is inspired by some song lyrics from my favorite band, Fersengold. And it is inspired by their song Wildfräulein. That was it. Oh, I was thinking Waldfräulein, but no, it's Wildfräulein. So let me just put that in chat. That's the song that inspired this one, and yeah, I loved working on this one. Another short comic I have is The Secret Places one. I've got PNGs of this, that's good. So either the horse is a bit big or she's a bit small, but that's something I only noticed years later. Yeah, I mean, he's been hunting this doe for decades, and he's been conversing with that lady all day, but during the night she turns into a doe. And when he's old, she finally tells him, or shows him, like, so yeah, you know all that fun we had every night? Yeah, that was the first comic I did entirely in Clip Studio. And it's a kind of like a little prequel to my webcomic. So let's see, which else did I have? Haunted. I know I only had an idea for Haunted, but didn't take part in it. Oh, I've got this one as a PDF. Okay, no, that's just that one. Take this one. Yeah, this one I did in watercolor. And I like how that first page turned out. I'm not as happy with the remaining pages, but hey, 1 page out of 5, not bad. So yeah, usually these things cost money on my shop. So yeah, you're having like the stream bonus right here. In folklore, chasing white stacks mean the endless quest for spirituality. Yeah, see? And she's like, you know, we've had fun for these past couple of years. Let me show you something. So, oh yeah, I put this one into a PDF as well. Yeah, of course I did. I put it on my shop. But yeah, those were anthology entries for Spider Forest. The Spider Forest webcomic collective has like sort of annual anthologies, and I've been in 4 of those. I think they're on the 7th now, but there hasn't been a Kickstarter for the 7th one yet. Since I'm not really taking part a lot in Spider Forest anymore, I don't participate in their anthologies anymore. I got so much else on my plate to begin with, so I'm not mad. But yeah, this one also, I really went all out. And when I did this one, I really started understanding hands and feet. Like, I had so much fun with hands and feet in this comic. Specifically, like, okay, it's a very pixelated, but look at those hands. I had so much fun with those. And I figured out that drawing hands in gloves, so you can have the seams on the side, really helps in getting their shape and form put together. So was also kind of a prequel to my webcomic, I'm just saying. Yeah, like guidelines, exactly. Oh yeah, and a bit of making of is in here as well. Had a lot of fun with that one as well. I mean, I generally had fun with the shorter ones because I could experiment a little bit more and also be done relatively quickly. And I mean, Q Story, which is the story I'm currently working on, there, let's go in the old folder, like actually very old. Wait, no, it's not in here. Did I put that in here? Yeah, I did have like a test for like comic stuff because I was thinking about doing it as a comic many years ago, but not anymore. It's not going to happen as a comic. I am too burned out on comics for that. Let's see, yeah, and these are the current comics finished pages. I think we're up to 6 pages right now, so it's not a whole lot, and I've been working on this for over a year now, so as you can see, progress is slow. Yeah, and things I need to redo a little bit is make sure that everything up here is properly legible. Right now he kind of vanishes into the wall of stone back there. And, well, Theo is a little bit more visible, but yeah, that's something I need to kind of take into account a little bit more. But that's something I can do later on, so we've got time. Oh yeah. Also, so far, this one here is my favorite panel in this entire comic. I love how it turned out. He looks so tired and done with stuff. I like my boys tired. Tired and with a ponytail. Yeah, that was the last one we made. So yeah, that was a very short trip memory lane. Working on the ponytail. See, you can have a curly ponytail too. See, we all got the tired part down. We can all get to the ponytail part as well. I mean, I am already there. I still have long hair, but I usually try to make it a little bit more like an updo, kind of like my PNG tubers right there. Also, I think for the webcomic I did have a command. Let's see. Oh! I have a command! So if anybody wants to read, I have a troubled relationship with that webcomic these days. Yeah. But that one does exist in print as well. And you could technically get it at any bookstore. Drink is to have a mid-afternoon nap. My problem with mid-afternoon naps is that I kind of have like kind of feel nauseous after having long naps. I think it's called sleep inertia or something. Or yeah, I could also wake up very late. So it is an unintended sleep, not just a long nap. Sometimes I hear my alarm that I set, so I don't do that. But sometimes I also don't hear the alarm. It has to be like 20 minutes more than that and you get hangovers. Yeah. It's so weird. Yeah, I tend to set an alarm so I don't sleep for ages, and then I sleep through the alarm, and the alarm at some point also stops. And I've had a very weird week where I felt so incredibly tired every day. Last night I went to bed at like 8:30, just to get in some sleeps, because I figured, hey, if you're streaming tomorrow, you can't be yawning the entire time. And it helped. I wasn't as sleepy today. So I'm taking that as a win. Alright, B. I want to say have fun in therapy, but might not be fun if necessary, so have a good therapy session? Let's put it that way. There's always crying. Okay, so definitely not fun, but necessary. So have a good crying session. Oh yeah, I do take iron supplements. It is more irregular, but I don't know. It was just this week that was really extreme. My guess is it was the weather, because we had such changeable weather every day. And humid. So humid. I mean, the other thing is, I was at the office almost the entire week. I only worked from home on Monday. If I had been home, I probably would have just napped and then worked late or something, just to get some energy in during the day. Oh, that'll do it, yeah. So far, the weather is a good... No, well, it's not a person, but a good thing to complain about. Good scapegoat. Thought that was the word. Okay, yeah, I haven't got that one time over here. Okay, I like how we're at a point where even without a sketch, the skull reads as a skull. That is good. Let's make him a little bit more frazzled. A good rule to have in mind while painting fur or even just outlining fur. The fuzzier you make it, the more scruffy it looks. Like, if you use a lot of really small tufts of fur, it looks very scraggy. Whereas if you go with more clumpy ones, it looks softer already. Or if you want to be very fancy, you just do this and then it looks like extra soft. That is a rule of thumb I had to learn the hard way. Let's lock the layer for a second here so we can paint along the edges here without changing which pixels get color. Have you heard of the cryptid the Not Deer? It's very much audio painting. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I mean, I heard of the demons that go behind the Wendy's, which we shall not name. And they are usually associated with a similar look, at least. But this ain't Wendy. Alright, and we've got one antler that I'm pretty happy with. I'll have to do some adjustments afterwards with the different parts, but right now just getting down the values everywhere should be enough. It's an American folklore cryptid, and that at first glance looks like a deer but isn't. Okay. Yeah, in my particular case, it's really just, I like deer. I've got a thing for skulls as of late. I mean, I bought myself a skull friend at the Cintiq ossuary when I was there. like 2 months ago. Was it 2 months ago already? Damn, time flies. But yeah, I bought myself a skull friend. Some dead monk. Well, it's a replica. It's not a real human skull, but yeah, I've got a dead monk in my house now. Still haven't quite named him. Yeah, at least I think so. Could be another dead person. But I can get him real quick. Show him off. So he can have some limited fame in the afterlife. If there is such a thing as an afterlife. Let me get him real quick. I'll just put this on a break for a second here. Alright, I'm back. Now let me put on the webcam real quick. Let's hide the PNG tuber. Okay, yeah, ignore my crusty mug, but look at him. Again, it's just a replica, it's not a real skull, but look him in the eyes. Or they're not eyes. Yeah, it's a pretty nice skull. And no, I didn't buy him off a charlatan. I just bought him at the tourist center in Kutnahora. So, webcam off, PNG tuber back on. Yeah, in case anybody wonders why I'm not showing my face a lot recently, I don't feel like it. I know, BP's on my face. I mean, BP's on my face IRL, so yeah, it's fine. Great, it's very expensive. I mean, it has gone through its fair share of mental toll, so definitely expensive, yeah. should paint him like in Brush with Death. Okay, here's the thing. I haven't played Brush with Death yet. I'm waiting until at least Legacy of the Forge is out to start my second playthrough of KCD2 in hardcore mode, and then I kind of want to play all the DLCs at that point. So I don't know what I do with a skull yet. But yeah, I got it at the tourism center. That is pretty much between the Sedlec monastery and the ossuary. And the skull was 2,200 Czech crowns. So in case you want one, you better start saving, because they are kind of expensive, but I wanted one very badly. I can't say nothing, but I bought Atomfall before my second run. KCD2, okay. Yeah, I finished my hardcore playthrough the other day. I think, yeah, it was last Sunday actually. I was procrastinating. I didn't want to do YouTube stuff, so I played some KCD1, finished my hardcore mode run through, and that epilogue, I tell you, there's so much there, like me provoking Otto von Berghoff, uncle, I would never, is what Hans said. And then I just think of Hans at Nabokov Castle. Not provoking at all. Turn the sketch back on so we can properly do the silhouette stuff now. So let's make it a little bit more visible. I am excited for my next run through of KCD2. There are a couple of things I want to do differently. Without going too much into spoiler territory, but what I did at just after the wedding, let's leave it at that. What I did just after the wedding, that is something I kind of want to do differently in a second playthrough. Because I may have been responsible for a dead family. Just saying. Will I stream that one? I'm not sure. On the one hand, I would very much like to have KCD streams again. On the other hand, game streams, for me at least, don't do as well on YouTube. So that might have to be something I go back to Twitch for. And I don't really want to go back to Twitch, although I also kind of thought about dual streaming, like having both Twitch and YouTube as endpoints for a stream. Since Twitch, oh, let me just have some drink first. Since Twitch made it a bit easier to do that, even if you are affiliate. Am I an affiliate or am I a partner? No, I'm just an affiliate. I need to get to the wedding with a blacksmith. And next time try to keep Bojana alive, yeah. And Pavlena. Also keep Pavlena alive. Yeah, I went to the wedding through the blacksmith. And I think that's something I'll do again. I mean, you can do most of the Miller stuff, at least, also after the wedding. Although, I guess you could do a lot of similar stuff with the Smith after the wedding. I'm not sure. But I also want to help a couple more people before the wedding. I kinda didn't really know that I would get stuck in Trotsky right after. Well, not stuck specifically, but that the story would move that differently, and how much else was out there. So that's what you get for just playing without looking at the internet. It was a good decision though, not looking up everything beforehand. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream it. Again, all the DLC stuff would be new to me, at least. See, I kinda told him that Pavlena was with child, and that the guys he inadvertently... Well, he didn't exactly send them after her and her beau, but he was not innocent in the entire thing. But yeah, he kind of saw that, ooh, his grudge almost cost another child its life, and that's when he was like, yeah, I'm making up with them now. Even though Pavlena asked me not to tell anybody, but I betrayed her confidence there, and it was for the better in this case. I didn't tell her mother though, because she was worried that her mother would basically abort the pregnancy, and she wanted a child, so I let her have the child. Yeah, there are a couple methods to do it. My Henry wasn't as convincing with his speech check, so that's why I had to resort to telling him about Pavlena being with child. So I guess if you level that up properly beforehand, that might be a good idea. Because that farmer is a stubborn bastard. Oh, wrong layer. The other thing with Case 82 is if I do a hardcore run, I do not have access to GPS, basically. I do have a map, and I do have my eyes, so it's not like it's impossible to get around, but I didn't do a hardcore run with the first game until I was 3 playthroughs in. I knew Bohemia like the back of my pocket at that point. So I might get lost on stream, and I'm not sure I want to do that. But I am excited to have a heavy warm blood pebbles this time around. Like, have her be a bit sturdier. And also have her mane braided. Because if I'm being honest, I'm not the biggest fan of her new do with the long mane. Still miffed Bolek, didn't find the grail. But yeah, navigating two maps is going to be a bugger. Yeah, it is. Like by the end of it, by the end of my playthrough, I feel like I was pretty familiar with the Kuttenberg region and also kind of familiar with what it is like in the Trusky region. But definitely not the same as the whole Ratai and Sasso region. Okay, somebody's talking to my cats outside. I just heard another cat coming. Let's make this less visible, so I just have it as a guideline. Okay, that's too much red in there. I think I need to unlock this and put it in there. This? Yeah, I was missing a pixel on my base there. want to know who the two older NPCs you meet in random encounters. I know Henry by name, and they know about Scarlets. Okay, I don't think I met those. I've seen town criers talk about the raising of Scarlets in Kutnahora, or Kuttenberg, also in the game. and knowing how close Kutnahora is to Ratai, so also not that far from Scarlets, it makes sense that those people know about what happened. Since nowadays it's like a half-hour drive, maybe 40 minutes, but at most. So that's definitely not that far. Could be like a day's walk, maybe 2 days. No, less than 2 days. Only met them once each so far, but they're creepy for sure. Okay. Did you meet them at the campsites? Because I think that's the only place where I really met random NPCs, and I didn't interact with most of those. Because I just needed to get some sleep and then move on. Okay, how does he look without? Oh, he's looking good. Very slender, very nice, very nice. Very white. He is also how he looks. Okay, what I need to do still is get another one on top. Go multiply with that one and make some areas a lot darker. And this one doesn't need to be that much darker. And I fast traveling again, choose to stop to talk to some. Sometimes they are traders, but these two are spooky. Okay, I didn't do a whole lot of fast traveling. I like looking at the nice and wonderful landscapes. And having just started my playthrough of the hardcore mode in the first game at that point, I didn't have fast travel there, so I didn't really think about fast travel a whole lot. So maybe I just need to get my current playthrough out and do some fast traveling to see if I can find them. But yeah, so basically similar to what we had in KCD1, where some random people would stop you while you're traveling. Here's a few fun ones. Keep Bollock's pretty funny. You can meet him quite regularly if you give him encouragement. Got stopped by someone who thought Henry was the devil that he'd summoned. Oh, I remember that guy. I rode past him once and he was like, Dark Sir or something. And I was like, excuse me, what? You talking to me? So I got off Pebbles and talked to him. Wasn't he asking to have better luck at dice, I think? I mean, then there was also that messenger guy who had some message for was it a lady or his lord or something? It was love letters that he was carrying around, and he wanted to be knocked out because he lost them. And then there was also that unlucky guy, or self-proclaimed unlucky guy. I found him in a ditch at some point, and I was so sad about that. He made it so far. He met Henry a couple of times, and then I found him in a ditch. Yes, Arno? Can I do something for you? Arno wants a treat. For that I would have to get up. Yeah, I managed to change his outlook at least temporarily, yeah. And then I found him in a ditch. Poor guy. I'm also curious how the playing experience changes now, since Warhorse did put out a lot of patches in the meantime, so that will be interesting. I'm also not sure if I want to change Henry's hairdo and facial hair, because I've kind of gotten used to KZD2 Henry. He looks definitely different from his first game counterpart. But yeah. I've fallen out of a tree? Oh no. Poor guy. He deserved better, but I guess in the end he really wasn't all that lucky. Alright, we deepened stuff a little bit. Now my question would be... yeah, we can leave it on overlay. If we were to introduce some very, very red pupil, does he look crazed? Whoa. We aren't even seeing a whole lot of it. Yeah, does it look crazed? Or should I just leave it empty? I think this is for future Sophie to decide. Hi Brock the Frog, how you doing today? We can get those away. So, we got the main deer. Not a reindeer, just the main deer. So, what shall we continue with? Probably best to get the other deer in here. There are more of them. So for that, we will have to do a lot of deer sketching. Ooh, either that was a truck going over some uneven ground, or it's starting to rumble in the sky. I hope it's the latter. I've got my own emotes, I just can't really use them yet because YouTube ain't having that yet with me. So, let's sketch some deer. And I think I need more references. I'm a bit out of practice with deer. Let me get my deer Pinterest board back. So, let me just put that over here so you can see what I'm doing. I can use this as a reference. I can use this one as a reference. Just need a general movement of deer when they're, well, running is not really the right word, they're more like hopping. There's a couple of them in one. Oh, that's good. Hey, there's another one. Oh, come on. Let me open this in a new tab. There's more. New tab. Honestly, I should pay more attention while I'm driving, because a lot of times I see deer on the fields around here. Look, there's a couple more that we can use. And also those. And also this one. I mean, generally, paying attention while driving is a good idea. Just saying. But I usually just pay attention if those deer are coming my way. And if so, I will go and use the brake. Yeah, probably best to watch out for that. Okay, so in Pinterest, when you find a photo, it usually suggests similar ones. How is this similar to a deer running? How? Anyway. get to sketching. Yeah, around here I need to keep an eye on the fields and the ditches and the trees and everything, because we have a lot of deer here. So yeah, best to keep an eye out. So if they are coming your way, you can hit the brakes as quickly as possible. Okay, I don't think I quite like what's going on here, but we will fix this. The thing with those deer in the foreground is also that I just want to have silhouettes of them. So it's not going to be as detailed as the stack above. So yeah, that's a better shoulder. Going to make lunch. Oh right, it was lunchtime for you. You better get on that lunch then. You know what is a travesty though? I've been in Scotland for roughly 3 weeks. I didn't see one, not one deer up there. Are there a lot of deer in Wales? I need to know. I did see a lot of sheep and cattle in Scotland though. I mean, that wasn't much of a surprise, but I saw a lot of those. Okay, so it wasn't a truck earlier, it was definitely rumbling in the sky. I don't know if the microphone is picking it up either. Okay. Quite a few deer here, where we don't see them all that often. Okay. Maybe I'll have more luck in Wales when I make it there, eventually. When I was in Scotland, I hand-fed a big male with full antlers. Ooh. You had your Disney princess moment. I didn't. I'm jealous now. I need to turn on the light for me. It's getting very dark outside now. Okay, it is light here. Get to interact with any animals on my trips. What's the matter, Arno? Is it raining outside, eh? Yeah. Are you complaining? Arno isn't sure what to think of the rain. Oh, was a hide you could watch there. Why they weren't bothered, people came in with carrots and they just eating from the hand. I mean, they probably learned that most people are okay and those that fired any kind of weapon at them, they likely wouldn't see them coming either way. Arno, be a good boy. I mean, he is under the table on the balcony. I'm not sure if he's getting wet, actually. They're a bit shyer in Wales. But there is a park you can go see them. Okay. Rest would be right here. So I'm making this way too detailed already. It is calming down right now. Now nice. Do I have something of a baby deer running? That would be nice. Well, okay, Pinterest is giving me baby goats. It's not quite the same though. Yes, it is. Okay, now Elise just came here to say she still exists. Honestly, have a look at this feather duster of a tail. So. Oh, I like this one. For another running pose. So, how are we going to do this now? You know what? Let's do this on a new layer and just like way up here and rearrange everything afterwards. Menu today is grilled chicken with bacon and avocado. That sounds nice. I still have to see what I'm going to have for dinner. Haven't made any plans just yet. Oi. Somebody is having zoomies. Yeah, come here. Or lick your ass, that's also fine. I'm talking to Arno, by the way. He's licking his ass. Jeez. You can calm down. It's fine. Yeah, I thought that might sound weird otherwise. But yeah, he just angrily walked to my other desk, jumped up, sat down, and bent his snout to his ass to start licking. Okay, I don't... You're probably hearing the rain, because it is very loud. If it is too distracting, let me know and I'll just close the balcony door. If we had rain like that here, should I don't know, wormhole something over? Yeah, I can hear the rain. It's kind of soothing. My first memory is being in a pram with the sound of rain tapping on my pram. Okay. It's fine. Then I'll leave it on. Kind of looks like a sausage version of a deer. What can I do for you? Okay, I'm having a cat break. Elise decided she wanted to get up, and no, she wanted to get down again. Okay, not much of a cat break after all. I'm going to figure out my tea. Jacket potatoes, curry, or something else. Alright. Have fun figuring that one out. You wanna go out? Into the torrent? No, okay. It is getting properly wet outside, which is nice. So, we've got another deer there. Okay. Let's make a new layer with a new sketch, so we can more easily move stuff around later. Oh, this is a good one. The cool thing about deer is that they basically have a very similar neck and head position the entire time while they're running. And since they are herbivores with a pretty stiff spine right here, which is how they get a lot of load in, and also how their movement works more easily. Yeah, so you basically have very similar looking heads, necks, and torsos the entire time while drawing them. This one is actually pulling this one in a little bit more. Okay. So now that we have the basics done, let's correct everything a little bit. I'm gonna lie, right now it really looks a bit like a Christmas piece because we've got a deer in the sky. We just put this like elsewhere. I think we'll sketch like 2 more, and then we'll see about arranging everything. Just trying to find another good reference. Yes, show me the lunch. Maybe I can have ideas for dinner. Kinda. Yeah, I know we're taking this photo. Because the other one kinda looked AI generated. I don't know. The contrast was a little bit weird. So, let's take this one. Oh no, what was that? Are you back in Sunni mode? Do we need to do this right now? Okay, he just went out on the balcony. Again. Well, there's a thunderstorm going on. It's fine. Alright, let's find one more to sketch. Arno, what are you doing, sweetie? Huh? Are you nervous? Come here. Sweetie? You okay? Come here. All's well. Just grumbling outside. I think Arno is very nervous about a thunderstorm. Alright. Still looking. Still looking for a nice... reference. I think I found one. I'll take this one. I like it. This is a little bit higher still. Alright, we've got a lot of deer. Time to arrange them. And perhaps, before we do that, sweetie, what's the matter? Are you okay? Little boy. Okay. He went onto the cat castle. Maybe he feels safe up on the cat castle. Can't post the link. I think the Discord links might be too long for YouTube chat. Not nice. Not nice, YouTube. Not nice at all. I mean, if you want, you can send me the link via Discord and I'll just pull the image up on stream. Have that one there. No, I don't see a link. Oh, wait. I don't know. Links themselves shouldn't be a problem. But it could be that the Discord links, specifically those for pictures, are too long. So let's copy the image and just put that to a new file. Looks good. Where's mine? I want one, please. I wonder if we can get away with making all of them a little bit smaller. Not that one. Not that one either. This one. Yes, I'm waiting for that package. Let's pull this one a little bit further here. And then I want to add a little fawn here, keeping up with mommy. Even caramelize the bun? Damn. Bougie. Very bougie. I think the head might be just a little bit too small, wide, tall, large is the word. Let's make this a bit more outstretched. Okay, sweetie, what are you doing down here? Mm-hmm. Fine. Oh. Oh, there's a cat next to me. Just suddenly. Appeared out of thin air. And has wet paws. I'm tracking all the dirt in here. It's fine. cleaning day is tomorrow, so good timing. Okay, I think now we are having our cat break with Elise. Sweet girl. You want to come here for some purse? Or are you just going to lie down on the ottoman? That would be fine too. Sweet girl. Okay. You want all the attention now? That is unfortunate, sweetie. I put all of these into one folder. Put that on through, or even right on multiply. Okay, the cat is back. The cat is back. My sweet girl. Can I help you? No, we're not playing with the pencil, please. Still need that one. I also still need my eraser. Thank you. Okay. You're good sitting there? Or are you only good as long as I'm giving you pets? I'm sorry you can't see anything of that. Okay, sweetie. Can I work for like another 15 minutes or so? And then I can end stream and I'm all yours? Is that fine? Okay, I think she's fine with that. Let's use that time before she thinks else. I do have a laser fill tool right there. So what I want to get done today still is just having the silhouette of the deer, and then I'll finish this on my own time over the course of the next week. Yeah, I have time till next Friday. That's good. I don't know if you can hear the loud rumbles as well. Okay, you can hear the rain. It is intense. Yeah, it is a proper thunderstorm. Isn't that nice? Very traumatic. Yeah, the rumbles are clearly okay. Well, at least you know I'm still here. Still have the microphone turned on. Even if I'm not talking. Okay, I thought I heard a siren, but I didn't. There was nothing. So if you're wondering why I'm only putting down two legs and one ear each, I do want to put the other ear and the other legs kind of behind everything, so I can make them transparent separately. So hence why I'm only putting down one at the moment. With all the overlap going on here, I'll probably also need different layers. Okay, I heard something again, but I think that was somebody breaking. For a second there, it did sound like a siren. Let's get a different layer. So, for this leg we need different overlap anyway, but you know what? We can just use this layer since we already have it and do some of the second legs and ears. I think the bulk of the thunderstorm has moved on. Still raining like crazy outside, but thunders are getting farther away. Alright, I need 3 more layers. So let's make these a little less opaque. Opaque is the word. Let's get rid of the overlap for one and the same. Oh wait, there's none of that here. There's method to this madness. And I hope it will be visible at the end. Okay, let's let's start with this one. Put a layer mask here, so I can do this without damaging the pixels. Okay, now we have a little problem, and that is the opacity. It's a bit bigger. Okay, I've kind of zoned in here right now. But also stream won't be going for much longer. Just want to get the silhouettes of all the deer going first. Let's try this one. Well, even though the rumbles are definitely further away, they are still going. forgot to put something away here. Alright, we've got our horde or herd, I don't know, could be a horde too, of ghost deer. Let's put an overlay layer here. And get them properly glowy. Look at them being glowy. Isn't that fun? Let's also put a sparkle brush down here. Where's my sparkle brush? Further up? Further up. I think. There. Heart sparkles. There we go. Since we already have an overlay going here, let's use that for our little cryptid here as well. Oh, this is coming together slowly but steadily. Still need to clean up the background quite a bit. Put the finishing touches on the deer. But yeah, we're at a good place. I think another hour or two into this and I'll be done, which is nice. But I won't be doing that today anymore. I'm feeling the sore shoulders. I need some, yeah, stretchy times. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. It was just a little sketch in my sketchbook, like, over there. I've been hydrating all the time in small sips, but yeah, I need noms. I need the noms. Let me put this over to ending so that anybody coming in knows that we're about to close here. So yeah, made good progress today. I'm happy with how far we got. Didn't look like it at first because I was spending so much time on the skull deer, but apparently it was good. So yeah, have a nice rest of your day. Do the noms, do the hydrating, stretch if you haven't stretched in a while, and I'll see you again next week. We'll be working on comic stuff next week, since I'll have to get all the mail club stuff done during the week. Oh yeah, and there's going to be a new video on Monday. It's a very fun one, and by fun I mean it's not going to be fun. But yeah, thanks for keeping me company today, and I'll see you around. Bye bye.